Hey parents, our step-by-step shopping extravaganza is coming up quick. It's on a Wednesday from 6:30 to 8 o'clock, and that's a night where we don't meet here at church. Matter of fact, we meet at the South Hill Mall. We meet inside the mall, but just outside of Target, kind of by Old Navy. There's some chairs right before you go into Target. That's where we meet. That's where we gather at 6:30, and then we get into small little groups, and then we go shopping. I'll talk about that here in a second. And then you pick your kid up at 8, just the same. Now, dropping kids off and picking them up, there's a couple of different ways that people do it. Some parents are perfectly okay with just pulling up to the curb, letting their kid get out of the car and just walk and find us. So that's one way to do it. If you're not comfortable with that, please feel free. Park and then walk in with your student, make sure they get to us and all those kind of things. The other thing is if you're, for some families, they're not ready to let their kids go in the mall, even in a group kind of setting. And so if you're one of those parents, feel free to join us for the night and be able to just kind of watch and see what this thing's all about. And so you can join us. There's no problem with that as well. Okay, now some of the logistics with the night. What we do is when kids get there, we collect donations from them, and we pool that money, and then say we're shopping for 20 to 25 students. We'll just say 25 students. We pool that money, we add it all up, and then we divide by 25, and then whatever that amount is, whether it's $20, whether it's $50, we go shopping for these children. Now, every child, one of the 25 that we have, has a little tag with it. And so it might say a 7-year-old female, and it might have a wish list on there. It might be a 13-year-old boy. It could be a 7-month-old boy, or it could be all over the range, all over the map. If it's toddlers and they're asking for clothing, we typically do have a size. But sometimes it's a 7-year-old girl. All she wants maybe is socks. It might say like a Lego or maybe My Little Pony or something like that. Now, so there's again, we put our students into groups of 2 to 4 students per group kind of thing, and each group will get a child. And so what they'll do is they'll have this tag, and they're going, okay, we're shopping for a 7-year-old female, and she wants socks. Well, we're not going to spend $20 just on socks, or $50 just on socks. Let's see how else we can bless her. And so they might look for some, a book, or like I said, My Little Pony, or Legos, or a doll. It's ways to, again, start thinking, how can we bless this child? Because many of these children that are supported through Step by Step, this will be their Christmas gifts. And so it's a chance, again, for our students to really think outside themselves and figure out how to bless others. Now let's get back to the donation part. What we do, again, we pool the money that our students donate, and I'm sure some of you donate to as well. That's the only money we shop with. We're not pulling money from the church or anything like that. I'll give some money just personally. Some of our leaders will donate personally, but it's really all coming from the students. Nothing from our budget goes into this. And so over the last several years, the students have been able to raise $1,200, $1,500, and that's blows my mind every time. But again, we're shopping for 20 to 25 kids, and so that usually means we've got $40 to $50 to spend per child, which again, in the grand scheme of Christmas gifts, is not that much. Many of our kids, man, if you got a kid with a video game, that's $60 right there, and so you got to remember that it helps some of our students kind of get some perspective on Christmas and needs and wants. And so again, it's also not just a fun event, it's a good teaching moment as well. And so, but again, and then once the kids shop, they've got 30 to 45 minutes to do their shopping. We all check out at the same time, and we pay just one huge Target bill, and then the kids can go home. And so we pretty much get done right about 8 o'clock. We get started right there at 6:30. We're getting everything organized, and then we release the hounds. And Target knows we're coming. The mall knows we're coming. The Target actually really looks forward to us coming because, again, they see the joy that our kids have in blessing others. And so it's kind of this cool little partnership. If you have any more questions, please feel free to email me. If you can call the church and talk to me as well, or just grab me during one of the weekend services or after the service, and I'd be glad to answer any more questions that you might have. So again, huge event. Many of our high school students are mad because I don't let them come back. They're like, please, we just want to join. It's so awesome. It's really that impactful. And so again, great time, Wednesday, 6:30 to 8. But again, we meet at the South Hill Mall. All right. All the details are in the email. So make sure you pay attention to those, and we'll go from there. All right. God bless. Welcome to the holidays. And we, again, look forward to seeing what God's going to be doing.